Hey friends, it's your girl Tab with the Talks with Tab podcast. I am super excited to chat magic, motivation, and everything in between. Whether you're listening in your car, your headphones, your work laptop, or wherever you are, get ready and let's get to it. Hey, and welcome to another episode of the Talks with Tab podcast. I am super excited to be in your ear another week. So this week we are talking about something that is near and dear to my heart. Typically, if we're talking, it's something that's near and dear to my heart because as much as I like to talk, I'm only talking if it has a purpose. And so that said, I want to talk about who you are in community and collaboration with and how important that is for your goals and everything that you are putting into the atmosphere. So I know that a lot of my listeners are entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs or business owners or those in their corporate professions that are looking to, climb the ladder as the years progress. And something that is very important, I think anyways, is who you are in community with, right? So it's just as important as the goals that you're setting, as the things that you're listening to, as the food you're consuming, who is in your corner and who is in that nuclear circle, right? Who is it that you can call to run something by, or who is it that you can shoot a resume to or shoot something to, or just vent if you need to, right? We need safe spaces, especially as Black women who are going through a plethora. I really love and hate that word because I don't necessarily know how to say it, but I like using it. Nonetheless, I think that we need to be a little bit more intentional about who those people are, because a lot of times I hear, whether it's in mentorship or in coaching or just in conversation with other women, people talking like, oh, they didn't support me, or they're not supportive, or they shot down my thought or my dream. And I always shoot that back at them to challenge, who are you talking to, right? Were you talking to someone that had the capacity to hear what it was that you were saying? Were you talking to someone that you already know has a limiting mindset? So you telling them this very big, abundant based goal is probably not something that they are going to be able to feed into and to pour into. And so it's not saying that you need to go on some, large cut you off spree or anything like that. It's up to you to just be more intentional with who it is that you take certain conversations to. So take an assessment, right? I want you for the next week to just take an assessment of who are you talking to on a regular basis. And if you write that down in your journal, if you throw it in the notes in your phone, if you make, a notebook specifically for notes from the Talks with Tab podcast, make sure you post it on social media and tag me, but something where you are able to track who it is you're spending the most time talking to, and that includes text and social media communication also, and what is the topic or focal point of those conversations. And most importantly, do you feel safe if you need to talk about something that is challenging, right? Let's just say you're like, oh snap, I might need to leave my job because I don't see growth here. I don't feel comfortable. Do you have someone that you can call and have a conversation about that isn't going to just say, you better keep that job. You got that job. You better keep it. You better not leave. Or do you have someone that you're able to really vent and talk through some strategy on how you can look at a different opportunity, or how you can maybe look at the opportunity that you have and how to shift your mindset about what's going on? Do you have someone that you could talk to about that? Let's just say on the other end of the spectrum, you're a business owner and you have some things going on that you just want to run by somebody, right? You want to be able to talk to someone about, I have this idea. What do you think I need? Or can I just, talk to you about it and hear your perspective or your opinion or get your wise counsel? Do you have someone in your nuclear circle that you're able to call on? And as you're taking note and account for these things, I want you to be able to fill the gaps or figure out how you can fill the gaps. A lot of times, another question that I get is, how do you create, adult substance-based friendships? And the number one is, can you be a friend? Like, do you know how to? The number two is, what are you looking for in that? And the reason that is very important, because slightly different from when we're creating friendships in our formative years. You know, you get to go to school with the person, or you play sports with the person, or you do dance or art or something with people, and you're really able to spend a little bit more time to get to know them. In adult friendships, it takes a little bit more intentional effort, because you probably have to plan those outings, and you probably have to plan those conversations and be intentional about sending the text messages and checking in. And you also want to be a little bit more intentional than you were in your teenage years about the vibe check, right? Is the person passing the vibe check that you need for friends in your life, right? So say, you know, I recommend someone, right? You called me and you're like, hey, Tab, like, I'm looking to connect with someone in my area. I know you probably know someone, or you might be in a group with someone. Can you connect us? And I say, sure, I'm going to connect you with bloop, 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 bam. You go out, y'all have coffee or wine or something, you know, do something together, and it doesn't click. That is okay, right? That doesn't make you or the person bad, even if it just isn't a good fit for you. All of us are great for someone and not so great for the other person. So don't get overwhelmed or down, like feel bad if someone, you know, recommends a friend. Similar to dating, right? Somebody might match you with someone and you like, this, he or she is not for me, right? It may have not been a good fit just because someone thought that it was. So trust yourself, trust your gut. Don't allow someone else's perspective to skew your own discernment, right? If it's not for you, it's just not for you. But don't, on the same kind of breath there, don't allow, you know, failed, quote unquote fail, because it's just you continuing to try, but don't allow, if you did not have alignment, don't allow that to put you in a shell, right? So many times I see women who maybe got burnt in a friendship or a business partnership, or they had some ups and downs with friendship or love, or even love in their family. And so because of that, they've put up this sort of block, if you will, and aren't allowing people in. And I know, you know, some people think that you can just do life and stuff by yourself, but you can't. And even if you have a romantic partner and a great family, there's still a component of friendship and trust and sisterhood that you need to have in your life for it to be fulfilling, and for you to have something that is very, very precious, right? So take assessment. That's your homework, right? You're taking assessment over the next 7 days of who are you talking to most, and what role do they play in your nuclear circle. Once again, we're not about to, you know, cut people off or anything, but we are going to take assessment about how these people play roles in our lives, and what roles they play, and what changes that we might need to make here at the beginning of the year, if you're hearing this in real time, so that we are in alignment with people that can help us, support us, nurture us, and keep us as we journey through these visions and goals and plans and things that we have made for 2024 and the years to come. So I'm excited to hear, see, and learn about how this assessment works for you. I've also been doing it, so I'm going to share in my stories on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's at Miss Tabitha D _. Make sure you tag me in your homework, and until next time, catch you later. Wasn't that good? You just completed another episode of the Talks with Tab podcast. Anything that was referenced during the show, the resources can be found inside of the show notes. Additionally, if you would just like to keep the conversation going, feel free to find me on all the social channels. And until next time, I'll catch you later.